whole point. Like,
that's the whole Gracie thing.
Yeah, Jiu-Jitsu was like the Simpsons do the best thing when they were taking the piss out of Jiu-Jitsu, because the guy just lied on the floor and said, "Come into my guard and face your doom," or whatever it was. But like, there was a big thing about Gracie Jiu-Jitsu or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu that they were guard players.
Yeah.
Because the American-style wrestlers wanted to be on top, but the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu or the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guard players wanted to be on the bottom. And this idiot is telling me that you can't win from being on the bottom.
Yeah. A lot of people say it was set up that way so that you were supposed to be able to win from the bottom.
Yeah.
Like for the Gracies in the first,
like you look at some of the great guard players in the past, that's their whole game, is being from guard. And so I had a big argument with him. I had an argument with Mark Carlin. Comes over and he was like, "What's going on?" I told him what was going on. And he looked at the guy and he said, "You must be some sort of fucking idiot." And Mark turned around to me and he said, "You're my judge from now on." And I was like,
"Great,
bro, cool."
I'm glad your entire career has come out of spite, mate.
Yeah. Came out of a dodgy shoulder and not being able to follow doctor's orders. That's what it came out of. But so from that point onwards, then there was a couple of weeks later, he had another show down in Brighton. When he did that show for him, and then my gym, or the guys that I was training with at Team Mayhem, I got in contact with Brad, who was the one of the co-promoters. Had a chat with him. He was putting on a show called Too Much Talent, and then there was a couple of other shows that were coming around, IFC and a few others. And I just started speaking to people, started reaching out to people. This is what I've done. This is what I'm doing. This is where I've gone. Kept in contact with Mark Carlin as well quite a lot. So just started going around various different shows.
Sure.
And then it just like started to snowball a bit from there. 2013, I was speaking to Sven again. Like me and Sven were on quite a lot of shows together. And Sven spoke to me at the end of 2013. He said, "Look, there's a show in Portsmouth called Shock and Awe." I was like, "Oh yeah, I know Shock and Awe." He goes, "They're just having a clear out. They've got rid of all of their, like a lot of their officials, and they're bringing in a load of new officials. If you speak to Gareth," he gave me his details. He said, "Speak to this guy. He might have you on." I reached out to him. The first thing he said to me was, "Your experience looks good. Have you done a Mark Goddard course?" And I knew of Mark Goddard at this point, but I didn't know him. And I said, "I haven't made that." And he said,
and just for anyone listening that doesn't know, Mark Goddard is quite a very well known referee now.
Very well known.